Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, let's talk about this. Taraji P. Henson kind of threw Tyrese under the bus or used him as an example because they both were in Baby Boy and their careers went in two different directions. And she tried to make it like it was politics involved, not to, to sully his success, but to make that statement, her speaking on what happened in the John Singleton film, you know, she just said that being in that movie, Baby Boy, was huge for her. She was the female lead. She was new to Hollywood, and she just remember everybody saying to her, "Oh my God, you're gonna blow up! Don't you understand what John Singleton does for people's careers?" And she's like, "Look at this person, and he's done that for them." And she said, "But I don't know, this concernment told me something different." And I just knew it wasn't gonna be that way for her. Now, when she continued to say that it sat on her heart, and it was like, she's like, "I don't know, like, that's gonna happen, like, that overnight for me." And so sure enough about it. But I knew deep down it would be for Tyrese. Now, she was like, you know, it ain't no hate or anything. When they say it ain't no hate or anything, there's hate or just like, I knew it. And else she said, "I just knew." And she was saying that the difference between women and men in Hollywood. And she wants to use a black actor to put that, on. I didn't think that was cool. But she said it just didn't hit me yet because I was still working. As long as I had a job, I was cool. And she said, but after the realization, it kind of grew into a clear understanding of the industry's inner workings and the disparity that exists within it. After Baby Boy, Tyrese booked two franchise films, huge, Transformers and Fast and the Furious. I still have not booked my franchise film. Been in the game almost 30 years, no franchise film. Still, she's talking about she was approached with her own career path and perspective rather than business. Saying she's not going to cry about it anymore, even though she's crying about it. I mean, it's just, I know what it is now. I'm on the other side of the table. You can't hurt my feelings anymore because now I know there's politics involved. There was always politics involved when you did the Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and they made you pay for your own hotel rooms for the reshoots. There was politics involved. You got an Oscar nominated performance for the Benjamin Button movie. There were politics involved. You were great in that film. And the acknowledgement went to someone else on that stage. You were just there to be recognized to say, "Hey, you were in that movie," but nothing came of it because politics were involved. Your manager wanted to keep you in the Chitlin circuit because that's where he made his money. And he can put you in these type of films where you get paid minimum amount of money till you become 40 or 50 And maybe you'll make some money like Holly Berry. Maybe. But she wasn't Holly Berry. She didn't have that look of Holly Berry. She was Taraji. And she was never going to get that type of recognition. But she didn't mention Vin Rames, who also had franchise film like Mission Impossible. And he had to fight to get that. Like he was gone for a couple of episodes of the Mission Impossibles. They brought him back for like the last 2 or 3 films where he can't even move hardly like he used to anymore. So he had a role where he just sat down the entire role. So that's just how it went. When everyone sees a release date, everyone sees that the stock market is volatile. A lot of people see that things are moving in a direction that only benefits them. You start to see people say things that don't align with what others have in line for them. So when you say, oh, well, Taraji, she was in a lot of movies. Now, when you say, all right, she's in a lot of movies, what does that mean? A lot of people are in movies. It's what they're being paid for. They could have made a lot of money if Proud Mary, she did that Proud Mary movie. A lot of her films were not looked at and were, promoted well. Like her movies didn't perform well. A lot of people didn't like Acrimony. I thought Acrimony was great, but she plays the same type of character. She plays this angry black woman or miserable or crazy, and it's like this is where her career was. I don't think they know really what niche to put her in. She plays the role like I don't need a man. I got it all figured out. I don't need a man in my life. So at this point, it's like, okay, Hidden Figures was a coming of age story for her. Like it started to really like, oh, okay, well, this is a good film. This is gonna break her through. And every time you think she's done that great film, it's not followed up with something that's gonna, hold the line. The Best of Enemies didn't do well. Um, What Men Want, her little rom com girl movie where she can hear what men think. It's the reverse of the same film. It's just that they got women doing the role now with Mel Gibson and What Women Want. Now they got What Men Want with Taraji P. Henson. Not a very good movie, but still, because off that premise, Proud Mary didn't do well. No Good Deed, people hated that one. The Karate Kid, the first one, did well. She got good ratings off that. Hustle and Flow, they were all underpaid in Hustle and Flow, right? And they screwed over everybody, even screwed over the main star of the movie. I mean, they took credit for his songs that he had to go to court and sue them over. He's like, wait a minute, how y'all the executive producer and say that the character made the songs? No, I wrote those songs. She never made anything of her, like existence when she did Think Like a Man 1 and 2. She's done a lot of movies and nothing really came of it because she was put in a situation where the game was not going to be nice to her and she's going to be out there. That cute girl that has no man. What's that other hot chick? Sanaa Lathan? Sanaa Lathan is like that. Hot, beautiful. But now, does anybody think about Sanaa Lathan who's like, they're about the same age? Like, do you want to be with Sanaa Lathan? I don't think you do. Everybody says it. Hell, Sanaa Lathan was at my door right now. I'd be like, oh yeah, where is she at? But she went through the same struggles. And they say, well, maybe it's the network television and all of these different things. But no, same thing happened. Taraji put in more work, had way more work than Sanaa Lathan, and was building herself up with her credits more than anybody else. Taraji P. Henson earned $175,000 per episode on Empire. Empire, y'all. This is Fox for 5 seasons. No pay increase. 5 seasons. And Cookie Line was the star of that show. I don't give a damn what they tell you. But even though Tyrese was in these movies, you got to understand something. Tyrese Gibson can do action films. He can do all these things. He also sings. He also has a musical career. So he has musical royalties to some of the songs that he got. But Tyrese was the star of the movie. You were a new actress who just came along that John Singleton took a chance on. And you could play that character every way. You won the role. Tyrese was somebody he knew and wanted to work with. Now, her bringing that up, I just would prefer her to bring up somebody white because it's so limited to bring up somebody black. And what somebody has as a net worth is not what they actually have. It's just saying if they were to auction or sell off everything they had, this what would be left. Now, watching this play out in front of the world has been a very, you know, eye-opening situation. So I just think Taraji needs to be focused on the things and the mistakes she made in her career, certain roles she decided to play that pretty much put her in that boat. And realize that she was played by the people that were around her, by the Oprahs, by the Tylers. They played you. You ain't know it until it became time. Tyler gave you and paid you what you should have been paid all along. And it was a shame. He was the only one to do that. He raised your rate so that people had to pay you what you wanted. And that was out of love that he did that. And that was cool because nobody else was doing that for her. And she was actually talented well beyond what they were representing for her. She's a better actress than Sanaa Lathan. And there was no reason why Sanaa Lathan should be getting more than Taraji P. Henson. But using a black man as an example of he's got two franchise films. No, he was in the movie as a favor from Will Smith. He was in Fast and the Furious as a favor because John Singleton put him in the movie when he got the franchise. He went with Tyrese. That was his guy. So that's how he got in the franchise. So when they wanted to bring everyone back and Paul Walker's homeboy was Tyrese in the movie, they brought him back each and every time. And they changed his character from how he was with John Singleton and made him pretty much just a goofy. And made him more light. And like Rome is dumb, Rome is stupid. And Vin Diesel and him became real close once Vin got the show back. So once again, he was just a character in the movie. And yeah, those movies took off and did well, but he was out. He didn't show up till 5. So he got a chance to do 5 movies, but it wasn't like he was breaking the bank until the back end of those movies. And they became successful. Transformers, I think he was only in what, two of them, maybe 3. And he only got in that. Michael Bay was going to fire him. He only got that because Will Smith arranged that for him. And he only did that because he used to fuck Jada Pinkett Smith. He used to sing and fuck Jada and do that for Will. With that being said, thank y'all Patreons for listening, and hopefully this was engaging for you guys as it was for me, and I'm out.